What's going on, guys? Welcome to your second stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and stimulus news report for Wednesday, September 16th. Yesterday, we got a lot of really good news regarding the future of stimulus. But, as Congress always does, it was followed by more skepticism and disregard. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm specifically referring to the Problem Solvers Caucus and the proposal that they revealed yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to watch my video that outlined the entire thing, I walked you through line by line of the entire bill. I will link to that video down in the description box below. So make sure you go and check that out. Now, yesterday, we learned that the Problem Solvers Caucus stimulus proposal included not only one, but two possible stimulus checks. This is incredible. That means you would receive a second stimulus check and a possibility of a third stimulus check. That was incredible. That's huge news. Now, this bill, it also includes many other things. I want to address some of those things right now. This bill also included $500 billion to state and local governments. If you remember, Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, they want $900 billion from the HEROES Act. As of right now, the $500 billion from the Problem Solvers Caucus is the highest that it's been. If you remember, from the HEROES Act, there was no money. Republicans do not want to give state and local governments any money. However, they have stated that they're willing to give $150 billion, and in some cases as high as $300 billion. So $500 billion is really good from a side of a Democrat. There's also $145 billion for schools. That is up from the $105 billion. There's also $450 per week for the unemployment enhancement. This will last for 8 weeks. After that 8 weeks, you can get 5 weeks of up to $600, and that $600 will be no more than 100% of your previous wage. So that's really important. They're putting in all the pieces. The reason why I wanted to go over some of these things is because this is what Democrats and Republicans were wanting. Democrats want $600 per week. However, Republicans want a rider, a little clause in there stating that you cannot get paid more on unemployment than you get paid in your regular job. So this proposal by the Problem Solvers Caucus is solving all those problems, which is key to getting a stimulus package negotiated and possibly passed. Now, there was also rental assistance, food assistance, funding for the United States Postal Service. There was liability protections for workers, which was key. And there were even riders that stated if the economy was worse next year than it is currently right now, there would be an additional $400 billion that kicks in. The reason why I bring this up is because Democrats want to start at $3.4 trillion. Nancy Pelosi has stated she will come down to $2.2 trillion. However, she does not want to come any lower because she states that will not meet the needs of the American people. However, if the needs change and the proposal that Nancy Pelosi is trying to get passed, that doesn't change, there's no rider to change that, then it just stays the same. In this proposal from the Problem Solvers Caucus, there is an adjustment. It will adjust. If the economy is worse, you get more money. If it's better, they take away some money. So there's some give and take there. But again, it's a great proposal, especially to get started. Now, if you were wanting to know if the economy does get better, they would pretty much take away $200 billion. So it is a decent amount. However, if the economy is getting better, $200 billion in additional stimulus that would go to PPP funding. I believe it was unemployment, and I don't remember the other one. That one would just be taken away. So I think it was $10 billion for, yeah, I don't remember. But watch the video from yesterday, and you will see it all right there. The next thing, the stimulus proposal, this one seriously had it all, or at least so we thought. Immediately after this stimulus proposal was released or the Problem Solvers Caucus, they published this on their website. Immediately after, Democrats started rejecting the idea, saying this proposal doesn't align with the needs of the American people. Okay, that must have been my mistake, because all along I thought giving the American people money so that they can pay for stuff, pay for food, pay their rent, is doing exactly that. Giving the American people the stuff that they need to survive. Money in their pockets would help out more Americans than some of the stuff that Democrats and Republicans are proposing. Now, can you do me a favor? If you have found this information so far in this video helpful and informative, can you do me a favor and give this video a like? This just tells YouTube this is a quality video and they should go ahead and share it with others here as well. Now, Democrats had a lot to say regarding the Problem Solvers Caucus. Republicans, on the other hand, had very little. Democrats also had this to say. This bill looks like it has everything the White House wants in a package. Well, maybe it does. However, it pretty much took what everybody wanted, put it into one package, and released it. So, we will see what happens, but as of right now, I think it's a good proposal. Other people, on the other hand, don't think so. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer keep saying that the policies don't provide the American people, or these policies don't provide the American people with the relief that they need. However, my question is, and maybe you know, if you do, let me know down in the comment section below. How do Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, how do they know what the hardest hit Americans truly need? Did they spend 6 weeks talking to the American people, their constituents? No, they didn't. But the Problem Solvers Caucus did this. They asked their constituents, they asked so many people questions. What do you need? How can we help? And this is the way that they crafted this bill. So, my question right now is, what is next? We will probably find out sometime today. We will probably get a lot of answers from both Republicans and Democrats. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Now, Republicans, on the other hand, are nowhere to be found. Sometimes, they give us a good update. They tell us what they're thinking. However, that is not the case. Based on a lot of reports, Republicans currently are somewhat giving up due to the fact that Nancy Pelosi will not budge from her $2.2 trillion questionable package. I say questionable because we still do not know what Nancy Pelosi wants from a $2.2 trillion package. We have no clue what's in it. She's never said, she's never released anything. Even Steve Mnuchin, who is the lead negotiator for the Republican Party, does not know what would be in this package. So, until they do, there's no way the Trump administration is going to accept this or even negotiate any further with Nancy Pelosi. We do have Mark Meadows that said this though. The $1.5 trillion stimulus package will make a great negotiation starter. I think that's key. This is not a final package. This was just a proposal. I think the way to move forward is they have to start here. So everything that Republicans have done, their skinny bill, the HEALS Act, forget it. We don't need that. It's not enough. We understand that. However, they need to start here. Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats need to start negotiating. And it needs to happen soon. The American people are in need, they're suffering, and they need more funds. Now, from what Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mark Meadows, and Steve Mnuchin have all stated, we knew that the $500 billion for state and local governments is not what will prevent this from getting passed, because Nancy Pelosi herself said that funding could be renegotiated in January. So, the potential holdups for Democrats here for the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal are these things. The $450 per week for the unemployment enhancement. Nancy Pelosi, she wants $600 per week, and as all reports are stating that she does not want to back off of this number. Some reports have said that she's willing to go down to $400 per week. However, that is not what she was saying. Now, The other thing is the Problem Solvers Caucus put in $15 billion to the United States Postal Service. Nancy Pelosi and other House Democrats passed a bill not too long ago, less than a month ago, stating they want $25 billion for the USPS. Also, $25 billion for rental assistance. That is what is currently in the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal. Nancy Pelosi wants $100 billion, so 4 times that amount. Do I think that is adequate? As of right now, we do not need $100 billion. $25 billion would suffice. However, there needs to be something here that states that, okay, if things get worse, there will be more money for rental assistance. Because this, and I forgot it, but I remember it now, this is one of the things that is in that kind of adjustment, that $200 billion adjustment is, if things get better, the economy gets better, then the $25 billion for rental assistance drops $10 billion. So it would only be $15 billion. But currently, the United States renters here in the United States are behind roughly $21 billion. So if things get better in the future, all these renters are going to be hurt. All these landlords are going to be hurt because there will not be enough money to help them get back on their feet. So, with all this said, many believe Nancy Pelosi does not want to pass an additional stimulus package prior to the upcoming election. Senator John Cornyn from Texas had this to say: "I don't see her being more willing to negotiate before we get to the election. So I think I'm not too optimistic, but if lightning strikes, I'll be there." Now, most people predict Nancy Pelosi won't have any interest in a legislative compromise until control over the House, Senate, and White House has been decided. So we will not know that for over a month. So hopefully we can all stick around. Hopefully we can make it through this, because if that's the case, it's not going to look good for many Americans. A lot of people cannot pay rent. Many people cannot pay for food. People are getting their lights, their electricity, and their water shut off as we speak. There has been nothing done that prevents people from getting their water shut off or their electricity. So if you live in a house, you live in an apartment, and you do not have to pay rent, it does not mean you can really stay there, because if there's no electricity and no water, you eventually just have to leave. So what Republicans are saying is Nancy Pelosi has not wanted to pass a second stimulus check for months. And this isn't a new sentiment. This isn't a new feeling. This is what they've been saying for a while, because these are the things that they've been picking from her, taking from the things that she says. So I do remain optimistic, though. I do think there will be a stimulus package, but like I have stated before, based on all the information, all the updates, everything that I'm reading, is yes, the stimulus package will eventually happen, but does it happen before the election or after? There's probably a 80% chance it happens after the election and about a 20% chance it happens before. There is a small percentage that say it will not happen until the end of January. However, I think it will happen a little bit sooner. Later today, Jerome Powell from the Federal Reserve will talk after the Fed's final meeting before the upcoming election. In this talk, many people believe he will do one last-ditch effort to urge Congress to pass some form of a stimulus package. This could work, but again, we will just have to wait and see if it does. As always, as I learn more regarding the stimulus negotiations and stimulus talks, I will keep you updated. I will give you another round of stimulus updates, give you another round of videos, so that you are not missing out on any information whatsoever. So again, thank you for watching today's stimulus update. Do yourself a favor, consider subscribing so that I can keep you updated in a timely fashion. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead, click that thumbs up button, subscribe today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.